And so why are you so into defending pedophilia? Why do you defend that so much?
Because I think because people who have completely consensual, harmless acts with a child is feeling guilty about it, and they are going to prison for like 10 to 15 years. So, and there's a huge portion of the population that is that are pedophiles. I think the number is saying that it's higher than, and so it is a huge problem. I do think that right now we're like we pushed rights for transgender people, pedophiles. They're the next people who are going to fight for their rights for. So
You believe in people having sex with animals too? They should be able to do it
Oh,
if
yeah,
they
yeah.
want to. But an animal can't give consent at all.
Oh, I think they can, especially right now. Yeah, I think that if we communicate well enough with an animal, like you know how we train them to give tricks, I think we can perfectly communicate with an animal, and we can identify consent with them.
Now, the reason why I'm saying this and why pedophilia is not wrong is because they're curious. They're curious. They're curious. They're curious. They're curious.
Hey everybody, I just really wanted to apologize about the last video. It got demonetized, and I realized that YouTube doesn't support people talking ill about the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church is actually a great place for your kids. I highly recommend it. They're trusted individuals. Just because a few 500 or 1,000 of them, were accused of something, it's okay. It's a great place. It's a great place to get your kid baptized. Look at the Pope. The Pope's a nice guy. You see him kissing kids all the time.
I looked at their genitals. I did not touch their genitals at all, though. Was careful not to do that at all. It's stupid. I know that. But again, I look back. I didn't handle. I didn't fondle them. What on earth is going on here? So he just wanted to observe a 10-year-old's genitals.
What I noticed is that when YouTubers talk about these kind of topics, YouTube suppresses it. And I understand YouTube supports the Catholic Church. They support these ideologies that are within their liberal Democrat views. But the interesting thing is that, okay, you don't have to put ads on it, but they suppress the videos. But I wonder why they're for doing all these other radical things that we see now in society to kids. They're for it. But anytime you speak against something that's against their views, they demonetize it, which is kind of fascinating. But the Catholic Church is an amazing place. Seriously.
Sono arrivati 3-4 preti di Iran, abbiate tolto pigiama, tu sotto, ma tu usi, abusate per culo.
There was also like over 1,000 kids in Ireland that claimed that the priests were being inappropriate. I mean, come on, the place is a great place. Liberals support changing their kids' genders and giving them pills and putting all this stuff on them. What's the big deal? Okay, is this a real story?
So we've all listened to the heartbreaking stories from Pennsylvania of the unspeakable crimes perpetrated by people within the church and then obscured to protect the institution. It's a story that was all too tragically familiar to those of us here in Ireland. People kept in dark corners, behind closed doors. Cries for help that went unheard. And these wounds are still open, and there is much to be done.